Ingvar here says that she listened to a podcast with Tyler Stallman and he said that one should ask for subscribers. So Ingvar went into the analytics of this channel and checked, and this is what she found. So she find that 80% of the viewers of this channel haven't even pushed the subscribe button. And she asks you to go do that. Spring is arriving at Talasbuan. This morning I heard the cranes tooting in the stream behind us. The cranes are dear to me. And I also thought I heard the common chaffinch, or how to pronounce the name, this morning. And right now I'm hearing the black woodpecker as well, making its spring noises. Our dear friend Mose has been on a visit this month.
Eller en jonglör. En fot. Vill du dricka lite?
Göra lite frukost. Måste lyfta den högre om du ska få någonting.
Värdelös.
Funkar inte. Tom.
And I have gotten him into the very deep rabbit hole of building one's own FPV drone. And I think he liked it. We got it working and he managed to fly it for the first time without any bigger disasters.
Nej, fan. Trycker. Så. All right.
Vänta, ska vi säga då? Att den går att arma. Ja, ser du? Funkar. Och så ryck lite på den där. Ja. Och sidorna. Ja. Det verkar rätt.
Många träd här. Jag måste sitta nu. Kommer få en sån out of body experience typ.
Om du ska landa, far bara rakt i snön någonstans och så, då ska du komma ihåg att disarma. För att den
här?
Ja, precis. Så att inte den snurrar, ligger i snön och snurrar. Det är helt som på datorn. Tänk att det är datorspel bara.
Ja, precis. Det är bara att jag kraschar hela tiden. Börja flyga lite här uppe då.
Ja, fine så långt bort sen. Vi har ingen aning om. Men nu säger du ju inga battery voltage eller någonting.
Nej. Fan, alltså den drar iväg. Det är svårt att inte röra på huvudet.
Du ska titta uppåt så att antennerna...
Shit. Skrämmer väl livet ur fåren, eller det har du redan klarat av? Oj, whoops.
Disarm.
Nej.
Those of you who have watched this channel for a while have already met him, and you have him to thank that we are making these videos. At least he takes the most blame for us starting to make these videos. And if you want, you can go and thank him by watching the video I will link in the description. It's one of my favorite videos that he have made. It's in Swedish though, but you can sort of get what it's about anyway. It's an adventure with him trying to sail home a boat that is not in very good shape. And Yeah, you'll see if you watch the video. At the time Mose was visiting here, I lifted Ivar up into his chair at the table, and something happened with my back, and I had to lay down on the floor and couldn't get up. And it was bad for the entire day. It got a little bit better, so I could get up from the floor, but it was really bad. And then it was slightly better each day after that. And then the last waning crescent day of the month came, and I wanted to get some trees chopped down before that. So I took a chance, and luckily my back held up and it didn't get any worse. And now I don't feel anything about that, but but that led to me not being able to continue with timbering for a while, and I was really happy to get on with the project, but it seems one can't be happy for long. But I'm thankful that I don't feel anything wrong with my back right now, and hopefully it will stay that way. I need to start training my back muscles so I can stand a little bit straighter. Always something. We need some floorboards to our house, and today is the last day of the waning moon. So I'm gonna cut down some spruces so that we can mill some floorboards out of them. If you cut down trees in the winter when the moon is waning, then the lumber from that is called moonwood. And people say that that kind of wood has special abilities or special properties. I have no idea if that is true or not. But if I can cut down the trees today and the lumber becomes special or better in some way than if I cut it down tomorrow, then why not cut it down today? I will post a link to an interesting podcast about the Moonwood if you're interested. It seems to be something that they knew more about in the old times, when they were building a lot of ships and more stuff out of wood. So we are going to make the floor out of spruce, not out of pine. The spruce boards becomes more light in color, and the spruce don't have a distinct core wood. I don't remember what the term is in English now, but the pine has a core that becomes red, and then sapwood, I think, is more lighter in color. So the floor of pine would become striped, or how to say, over time, and floor of spruce will become more even in color and a light color if you treat it right. And I don't know if there is a difference between the feel of the woods as well, but I would guess pine is more cold and hard and spruce is more soft and warm, but I have no idea. I'm planning on making 4 centimeter floorboards, 4 centimeter thick floorboards, and I'm hoping to get 4 boards out of every piece of lumber, 2 on each side of the core. And we're also going to make them uneven, so that the floorboards have a root and a top. Kilsågat is the term in Swedish that is directly translated as wedge milled. But then you alternate, so you put a root on the top and a root on the top, exactly as you do when you are building with timber. I have no idea how I will get the boards to be exactly, or the edges of the boards to be exactly straight so I can fit them together. There is some planing tricks to do that, but that will be a problem for when it's time for that. We are also going to make the boards have a tongue and a groove, if that is the correct term. So the overall stability of the floor is going to be greater. So I need to find out how to do that as well. I need to find some old planers or find where I can buy planers that can do that. Oh, there is a lot of planning and learning when trying to do this with as little money as possible, and also the joy of making stuff completely from scratch. Cutting down trees is harder for me than the butchering. Most of the time for me harvesting animals is no problem for me. But cutting down trees I have a hard time doing. The state of the forests in Scandinavia is dire, to say the least. But there is ways of having forests regeneratively as well. It is possible to have the forest and also use the resources out of it. It just takes a little bit more planning and thinking than just pay the forestry companies to cut down everything and get very little in return. So there's a struggle now going on between those that see that humans need a living, breathing forest and environment, and the forestry companies that's saying that the best way to manage a forest is to cut everything away and plant a monocrop there. The problem is that nature abhors a monoculture. Nature does everything in its power to get rid of monocultures. I've been interested in these forest questions for a very long time now, and I still have a lot to learn when it comes to managing a forest regeneratively. But in the end, it all comes down to, for somebody to live, somebody else has to die. And because of that, I am now personally responsible for the continuation of the forests in this place. Because without these individuals and the living, breathing organism called a forest, we are nothing. Some time ago, a viewer reached out and wanted to send us a chainsaw. We didn't say no to that. So I'm very thankful to have this bigger chainsaw for this work. You have seen the small one I use for the building of houses. Until we got this one, I have used the small one to cut down trees as well. But it's a little bit more finicky with the small short sword. So if you're still watching, we are very thankful for this chainsaw. And I'm happy with this hinge here. It became almost perfect. It's a little tricky to cut down trees in a good way. And I'm no expert at this, so don't try to learn anything from my cutting down the trees. It's not easy to get the cut right, so the hinge gets perfect. But I guess, as with everything else, it comes with training. The thing is, with this, you can get into difficulties, and it can go very badly if you don't get it right. So the idea now with the Moonwood is that these trees are going to be laying here for I don't know, a week or so before I cut the branches. I don't know much about Moonwood. I just listened to that one podcast and searched for it a little bit. You're supposed to cut them so they fall with the top in a downward slope. I have no idea why. It feels a little bit hocus pocus about this. But even though I usually have a hard time with hippie stuff, or what to call it, this is sort of interesting. And as I said, I'm gonna get the floorboards anyway. And after I've cut the branches, we need to cut it to lengths, and then we'll have to get it out of here somehow and start to mill them. Now a horse would have been invaluable. Well, I'm finished today. I managed to cut all the trees that I planned to cut, and tomorrow it is new moon. The clock is 5:30 and the sun is setting behind the mountains. It is really nice that the days are getting longer. Now it's time for some dinner. At last. We need some windows. We have some old windows that were in this cabin when we took it down. But those are not so good.
From like the 50s, so they're heat leaking and not so good.
And also we suspect this cabin was renovated in the 40s or 50s. 43 we found a lot of newspapers from the year 43. And we suspect that at that time they made the holes for the windows a lot bigger
to fit these modern windows.
And I guess from way earlier than that, when this cabin was built, they made the window holes very low. So the floor level compared to the window where the window starts is very short, or how to say, the distance from the window to the floor is very short. And if we're going to have some benches or something there, we're gonna have a problem. So we got old windows for 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Those places were actually barred up so these windows are new, so to say, so they didn't put any modern 40s windows there, so those holes are smaller. And here we have made it even bigger because we want to move the window up, so I have taken away more log on the top of the hole, so I need to put a piece of log here on the bottom, so we so we don't have to have that big a window.
We also have 2 smaller windows on the upper story, and those were like single windows.
There were no warm upper story on this house before,
so we're gonna have put some windows there too. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 windows. And we're gonna make a new window in the south wall also, so cut open a new hole, and then the farstu is gonna have a window.
So we have already measured these and thought about this before, but we are going to measure again for safety.
Yeah. And then we're going to send out to different companies who make these real wooden windows and get
price options.
Yeah.
And we already did that, or you already did that.
Some years ago, but it was very expensive, so we decided we're gonna use the old windows anyway. But now we're gonna send one more time and
see what
think about it some more, because it feels like it's really nice if we do the rest of the cabin really nice and well and
have really shitty windows.
Yeah, so all the heat's leaking out when we have a new stove and everything, so it doesn't feel so good.
Ska jag skriva nu vad hålet är? Eller ska jag skriva vad själva yttermåttet på karmen ska vara?
Alltså vad är det för mått de vill ha när vi skickar till?
Ja, det vet jag inte riktigt. Jag antar att det är hålet.
Ja, det måste ju vara hålet, för sen ska ju fönsterkarmen in i hålet.
Jo, men fönsterkarmen ska in i hålet och det ska vara 2 centimeter mellan här, som det ska vara isolering.
Men
här ska vi ha mossa i.
Ta hålet. Och sen får vi ju skriva, eller får vi räkna sen.
Okej. Så här är 118. 118 gånger. Så 118, 115 här då, men då är det upp till, så ska det ju vara liksom sjunkmån också. Även om vi har en gammal stuga så ska det ju vara lite. Du frågan vad det ska för Mose på där.
Ska vi kolla uppe också?
Mm.
Måste vi göra. We have been asked many times why we haven't started a crowdfunding campaign for our projects here. Yeah. But until this moment, we haven't felt that we have had a specific enough project for something like this. But we thought maybe the windows to this cabin would be great to finance with crowdfunding. So I have asked some carpenters for price options, and we started a GoFundMe campaign to try to finance these windows. If you choose to contribute with something, we wish that you don't feel that you have to contribute with much. The idea with something like this is that many people can contribute with something little and it adds up to something substantial in the end. That way nobody needs to give anything up to help others. And that's the beauty with crowdfunding. Our wish is to get beautifully crafted windows and support some local carpenter at the same time. If it works, it works. If not, we will solve this in some other way, like we always do. Där. Är det hönsen? Där var. Ja, hej då! Du sitter här och kollar på pinnen där.
Oj! Ska du inte picka dig själv i face?
Ivar has been with us for a year now. More than a year. And he has some kind of, I don't know.
Development phase.
Yeah. We haven't slept for a week now. So this tired face starts to be permanent. And he is tired and he's grumpy and he's crying and
I guess he will grow out of it.
let's hope.
Yeah. This month I turned 1 year older as well.
Old man.
And next month it's your turn.
Old lady. The years pass by.
Yeah, I really have high hopes for what we can accomplish this summer. But then I remember all the work with the animals as well.
And Ivar.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess something will be done. But
Yeah.
as always.
We'll aim high.
Va? Får inte vi prata med dem?
Där pratar vi.
Får inte vi prata med dem?
Ivar, på riktigt. Där de pratar vi med. De pratar vi. Ja. Vad är det katten? Det är katten. Alltså, var det något mer särskilt du skulle säga? Nej. Mu. Försiktigt, Ivar.
A big thank you to all our patrons that makes these videos possible.
Thank you.
Försiktig med katten. So I'll put some links in the description to the Moonwood and also to Mose's sailing video. Check them out.
And now we're gonna read some more in Ivar's favorite book. A book full of pictures of cows. It's named Cows, A Love Story. Ja. Och den tycker du om? Mm. Och så sitter vi... Mu. Vad heter mu? Mu. 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 Ja, där är den. Mu. Där är en fin mu. Mu. So I guess this is it for this episode.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Mu.
Ja. Det är din favoritbok.
Sitter och pratar.
Mu. Ja. Ja, det här är mjau. Mjau.